Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. I'm the Gerbil, and today is March the 11th, 2025. There's something that's been on my noggin a lot lately, and it has to do with enjoyment, satisfaction, and engagement in the game lately. And I've been pondering something, and so I did some quick research. I want to share that with you, but I think that there are some I've got a concern about SWGOH, and I just want to share that. So, I'm in game, and I want to point out that there are really three things to do in this game. Number one, there is collect characters, and by extension of that, I mean gearing them up. Now, I recently took Stormtrooper Han to Relic 9, and I have to admit, this has been one hell of a fun character to play at Relic 9. He has got this interesting, right here, dodge chance at 26%, so he dodges all the time. It's a lot of fun, and his health protection pool is pretty good at what is that, 175,000. But that's not why we're here. So three things basically to do in SWGOH. Number one is collect characters, gear them up. Number two is to sim events once you beat them. And that, as we all know, is endless seconds of fun, right? An event pops up, like Indoor Escalation, which I've been doing since day one, and notably have never received anything but the minimum rewards, which honestly just pisses me off. I have never gotten more than one Omicron over here. This whole you get 3 potential lies. I know some people have. I have never gotten more than 1, and these things I have never gotten more than 8. I don't think I have ever gotten an injector, a laptop, or a droid brain on this, and I've been doing this since Leia was released. So that pisses me off. Anyway, so number one, collect characters. Number two, sim events. Enter, sim, done. Now, I really am appreciative that we can sim these, because until recently, we could not. But that brings us to number three. The third thing to do in this game is actually play the game. We can go into raids, whether you're doing Naboo or Sith, or even if you're way back in an early game doing like the pit raid, it's all fine and dandy. And I do pretty well. You can see here I'm getting 10.8 million, just slightly better than my last run. I have yet to hit the max. I cannot do that with my current teams, and I'm constantly debating whether I should upgrade or not. But you can go in here and you can play in the raids. You can go in and you can play in your GAC. You can go in and you can play in your Grand Arena. And of course, you can go into Territory Wars. And of course, we have to, if you want crystals, go in and play in your Fleet Arena. And of course, if you want, your Shard Squad Arena. Other than that, that really is all there is to do in this game. Okay, so collect characters, check. Sim stuff, check. Engage with actual play and playing the game, right? Combat somewhere in some capacity. Now, you don't have to sim everything. You can go in and play those, but frankly, who has time, and it gets dull. So now that brings me to my concern, folks, and I hope that CG watches this. I hope that you ponder it, and maybe we all collectively reach out, whether it's on the forums officially, you send customer service a nice email, or maybe you just go to Reddit. But let's look back real fast at 2024. Now, keep in mind today is March 11th, 2025. Now, in 2024, we got one Galactic Legend, GL Ahsoka, and we did not get a corresponding event with her like we did with GL Leia and Jabba. It also had, I think, 6 marquee characters and 4 Relic 9s. This was an incredibly expensive character to unlock on day one, and quite a lot of people did, myself included. We also got recently, we got the announcements of the eras, the episodes, and the marquee pattern, which brought us, of course, the episode currency, the episode reward track, and all the things that came with that. Now, personally, I'm going to maintain that that is a win. that was a good thing. It gives us an understanding of expectations of what's going forward so that we can plan. And the episode currency actually works out to be a net bonus for most people. If you're not getting it, then there are reasons why. And I would argue that you were not getting all the rewards you thought you were over the previous Galactic Challenges. I'd also note lately the Galactic Challenges have been, well, a lot easier than they used to be, and I'm quite happy about that. Now that said, I know that many people will still struggle, of course, because our rosters are all different. Now in 2024, we also got the Naboo raid. Now this, though, is not 2024, but I have it on here for a purpose. One, we only got one raid last year, as expected, with the caveat that CG said raids would last about 8 to 9 months when we switched to the Crate Dragon raid. Now you might be wondering, how long has it been since Naboo, and why do I have Leviathan on here, Rise of the Empire, and Territory Wars? Now this is why. It has been 601 days since Leviathan came to the game, and in 2024 we did not with a capital N-O-T get a new Galactic Legend ship or a new fleet at all. We got 2 ships total. We got the Comeuppance and we got the Punishing One. And when the Punishing One came out, it wrecked this right here, despite this being wrecked 3 different times when it first came out. It needed 3 different updates. So we have a horrible history of Leviathan. Now, with all the updates to the TIE Dagger and then the Scimitar, this mirror match is fine and dandy, but to get back to my number 1 position in game today, I had to battle 4 times. Now 4 times over 600 days, that is 2,400 battles. 2,400 battles. Let's just pull up a calculator, shall we, folks? Calculator. Here we go. So 4 battles times 601 days equals a total 2,400 minutes. Now divide that by 60, that's 40 hours. 40 hours of mirror matches over that time period. Fundamentally, yes, I know they're not all mirror matches and some days did not require so many battles, but good lord, this is just stupid and boring. Now, Naboo raid, remember that whole CG said 8 to 9 months? Well, this is over 8 months, okay? 252 days, right? Clear 252 divided by 30 days on average is 8.5 months, which means the next raid is due imminently. But because they recently just updated the Naboo raid, I don't think we're getting a new raid anytime soon. I think it's almost no chance of that. This right here is all economy, and we only got 1 GL, as we did when Leia came, as we did when Jabba came. But previously we used to get 2. We used to get a light side, we used to get a dark side. So we've gone from 2 down to 1. We've gone from 1 down to 0. And we've gone from a promise of 8 months up to who knows where when that comes out. So what have we actually got relative to those 3 things in game? Well, collection. We got a lot of collectible characters last year. We got 2 ships, we got 5 Gungans, we got Baylan Shin, Marak, we got 4 new Imperial Remnants. I'm just trying to think. Peridia Trooper, Night Trooper, Enoch, maybe there's another I can't recall. We got a whole new Spectre squad with Ahsoka, Ezra, Hu Yang, General Syndulla, etc. So we got a lot, and this is what's coming for 2025 for sure, is Marquise. We've already got 5 new bad batches, and now we know Jedi Vanguard is coming. So why do I have Rise of the Empire in there? Because Rise of the Empire is going on to 2.5 years, right? Let's go back and do some math there. 819 days divided by 365 is 2.25 years old. It is 2.25 years since we got the new territory battle. Territory Wars is 7.5 years. Leviathan is 2 years old. Naboo is pushing a year. And the only thing we have in all that time play is new characters. there's honestly, unless I'm missing something, and let me know if I'm missing it, but fundamentally, folks, there is nothing with regard to playability that has come to this game in a very long time. Now, Gerbil, you're stupid. We got Proving Grounds. We got Assault Battles. Yeah, we did. But remember I said there were 3 things to do? Those are simmable. So once you beat it, for the rest of time, as long as CG permits us to do it, you just go sim, collect, done. That is not engaging content. That is not new playable content. I vividly remember about 5 years ago when Galactic Challenges came to the game, and don't have any open right now, right here. And Capital Games said that this would be an opportunity to use your entire roster. Well, that turned out to be quite fictional. It's not, actually. It's just a go in and hit the highest tier that you can, battle it once if you're lucky, and be done with it. We did get all these new quests, and I think I've completed all my quests, but many of them are locked behind a paywall, and I am not wailing for the foreseeable future. In fact, that brings me back to my original problem here, that there is nothing fundamentally new happening in this game, and there hasn't been for probably, really, 2.5 years. Everything that came to us in 2025, with the exception of Naboo Raid, is merely collectible characters or simmable events. So all of 2024, with the exception of the raid, was simmable or collectibles. The only thing, right, and then in terms of big milestones, we got one who turns out literally to be a pretty big disappointment. Now, you may be thinking again, but hey, Ahsoka's really good. No, honestly, Ahsoka is not really good. Yes, she's doing really good in Grand Arena on defense with the Ahsoka Fulcrum Datacron, which will cycle out real soon. But she's also soloable, basically, with Meh Imperial Troopers, and I think it's the Magna Trooper Datacron. So a 7-year-old character with a Datacron that basically needs no gyros except for the Gear 12 finisher can beat her entire brand new marquee team, which features 3 Relic 9s. I mean, was it 3 Fulcrum? Yes. Well, the others are optional, right? But yeah, that's really, really bad, as we'd say in China, 很不好. It's very, very bad. So yeah, folks, I guess I'm just going to repeat this if I just keep talking, but simmables is not new content. Collectible characters is not really playable if there's nowhere to play them, and we don't get anything new. The last new playable thing came out over 8 months ago. And still to this moment, again, unless I've missed something really, really big, and I don't believe I have, there is no concrete information about any new fleets coming to the game. We don't know, of course, yet who the next GL is, though I would speculate very quickly that it is Mr. Thrawn. I'm pretty sure it is. If you don't know how to read my sloppy cursive, fine. We do know that we're getting Jedi Vanguard coming up, but again, that's just collectible, and if there's nowhere to play them, then what ultimately is the point? The only place it seems that we can play these things is in Territory Wars or Grand Arena, and the problem in there is that we can't test them in Grand Arena, especially if you are at the higher tier levels. You cannot afford to lose a battle. See, I'm right in the middle right now of Kyber 2. And I won one round last week by 8 or 9 points, and I dropped one battle, right? Had my opponent dropped a second battle, or had I dropped a second battle, it would have been over, right? There's just no room in the Kyber 1-2 league. I don't know, maybe Kyber 3, but there is no room to drop battles. You drop battles, you probably lose. You drop 2 battles, you're almost guaranteed to lose. Right? That happens way too often. So there's no place to test and play all this new collectible stuff, especially once you sim it. And in Great Arena, you can't really play it for fun. All you're doing is you're asking all your guild mates, and you're jumping over to SWGOH.gg, and you're just hoping that the new thing is beatable by the other new thing, or by some cheesy old thing that, you know, Scribe or Arnold or some really cool, thankful, awesome person has put on the internet for you, including me. Like, I run to those channels too. So yeah, like, folks, I'm just really, I'm kind of sad about the state of the game. And if I've missed something, let me know. But otherwise, I hope that we can all kind of, you know, scream out to CG and say, hey, this is a long-term game, one in which we play for years. So maintain that interest and provide us, please, new places to play this game. And I've been saying, for anyone listening to my sporadic videos or knows me in Discord, you know that I think that the next big raid is the Death Star. I really, really hope it's the Death Star. Death Star really should have more like that. Yeah, there's my Death Star. And I hope the next fleet is a new or revised Rebel one featuring Luthen's Hullcraft, maybe more of Red Squadron, maybe even we get some Gold Squadron, maybe we get there's a whole bunch of actual Rebel ships that we do not have. A-Wings, B-Wings. Man, I would love to get some B-Wings into this game. Maybe General Calrissian's Millennium Falcon. Who knows? Maybe we get an update to Ghost, piloted by General Syndulla and Spectre. Don't know. Anyway, folks, that's it. That's all I got for today. Let me know if you think I'm wrong, but don't think I am. Otherwise, catch you later. Bye-bye.